Hi everybody and welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So as you can tell, I'm back at my parents' house. We moved out today. Today's Sunday and we moved out of the apartment. We are no longer there. We are now living here until the end of the month. We finally got our closing date and we are officially closing, hopefully, fingers crossed as long as nothing else goes fluky, September 29th. So we're here in the meantime, which is only about 20 days, but still, we're here. So as I told you before, I was going to have a part 2. I have a few books from the library, like I told you, and then the rest is a book outlet unboxing. I did get Book of the Month books, and I did make a book depository order, but those will probably be in a separate video because my Book of the Month books are apparently going to my apartment, which I'm hoping that they will be forwarded to here, and then those book depository books should be coming here, but you never know with book depository how long they're going to take. Enough rambling. Let's get on to the book haul. So the first book that I got from my local library is The Labors of Hercules by Agatha Christie. This is a Hercule Poirot mystery. I tend to collect all these beautiful copies of Agatha Christie. I have the really colorful hardcover ones. I collect the ones that look like this. So when I saw this one there, I just kind of grabbed it, even though I have no idea what it's about. I have no idea when I'm going to read it, but I have it. So that's that. And then I grabbed Princess Ever After by Rachel Hawke. This is the sequel in a I forgot what she calls this series. I think she calls it, let's see if I can find out real quick. The Royal Wedding series. I love Rachel Hawke. If you've watched me, I just read The Writing Desk and loved it. I love The Wedding Dress, The Wedding Shop, The Wedding Chapel. Love all of her books. So when I saw this there, even though I know I don't have the first book, I had to pick up the second one because for $1, you do things like that. And then I grabbed Torn Away by Jennifer Brown. I read The Hate List by Jennifer Brown a really long time ago, and I loved it. And then I never picked up any of her other books, and I decided to pick up this one. I believe this one has to do with, a tornado or something that hits this small town. But I don't know, other than that, what else it's about. But this cover, and, all of her covers, I love the ones that are, this light background with a pop of color. Really like it. Then the last book that I got at the library was If Not For You by Debbie Macomber. This is the third book in, I don't remember what this series is called either. Oh my god. Guys, I just happened to open this book because I wanted to know what series this was called. And by the way, it's called The New Beginnings. When I went to go buy this book, they told me, they were like, it's $5, right? It just came out this year. And I was like, it's okay, I know it because I've read the first 2 books. Whew. It's signed by Debbie herself. Oh my god. I have no idea. I've owned this book apparently for the past 2 or 3 weeks, and I didn't know that. Oh my god. I'm so excited. She is one of my favorite authors, so to get a mysteriously signed copy, oh my god. I'm slightly freaking out. Sorry. Oh my god. Oh my god. Does that ever happen to you guys? Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, moving on. Now for my book outlet box, I would lift it up, but I'm not even kidding you. It's got 27 books in it. There's no way I could pick up this box. Let me see if I can kind of show it to you. Yeah, that thing is a beast. There's no picking that up. 27 books, not picking that up. So let me open this. I would call this an unboxing, but I did priorly to filming this come to my parents' house last week and opened it just to see what they looked like and make sure that they were all in good condition. And they were, so that's always exciting. So yeah, let's see. Hardcovers or paperbacks first? Let's go hardcovers first, because that's fun. Alright, this big boy, I got The Nix by Nathan Hill. I've been kind of hemming and hawing over if I wanted to read this book, and I was ready to buy it at Target for $12 and a paperback copy, and I got this big hardcover for $9. So I'm really excited. It is really heavy, but I feel like it'll be good. I don't know what it's about. I think it's about this guy, and I think his mom, they think, like, committed a crime or something like that. I don't know. I haven't heard too much about it, but I'm excited to own it. Then I got Three Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake. I've heard her name referred to in a couple different ways as of recently, like Kendara Blake. But I always called her Kendare Blake. She wrote the Anna Dress in Blood series, which I really loved, and I've been like kind of debating on reading this because I've kind of stepped away from reading YA fantasy type novels, but this one just sounds really great, and I'm really excited to own it. Then I also got Vanishing Girls by Lauren Oliver. I love Lauren Oliver. I've read the Delirium series, which I've loved. Let's see, what else have I read that she's loved? Before I Fall, Replica. So I've been wanting to get to this book for a really long time, but I just never got my hands on it for some weird reason. And now I have my hands on it, so I'm excited. Okay, most of you will be happy about these next two books. I'm going to do these two together because they kind of go together. And that is The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, and Maureen Johnson. And then I also finally grabbed the Tales of the Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, Maureen Johnson, and Robin Wasserman. I've been wanting the Bane Chronicles forever because Magnus Bane, who does not love Magnus Bane? And I've been like waiting. I don't know. I've gotten nervous that I'm not going to like Lady Midnight. So I haven't obviously bought Lady Midnight. But when I found both of these on Book Outlet, I was like, you know what? This has been in and out of my Book Outlet cart forever. They have this one. Time to read these, and maybe it'll get me back on the bandwagon so that way I could read Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows. But for now, these two big boys will have to do. I grabbed, just in time for Halloween, The Dead House by Dawn Kurtajich. I have no idea. I can't remember what this is about, but I feel like it's about this girl and like a whole bunch of people turn up dead. I don't know, but I remembered it going around BookTube last year, and it's got like that like intermedia kind of book with like text messages and like clips and things like that. So I'm really excited to read this one around Halloween time. I grabbed the book that every 90s kid is probably really excited for. Things I Can't Explain by Mitchell Kriegman. This is Clarissa from Clarissa Explains It all grown up. I'm so excited for this. Growing up in the 90s, I watched a lot of Clarissa Explains It All, so I'm really, really excited to own this book. And it's white with pink, so can't go wrong with that. I grabbed The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye. This has been on BookTube a lot lately as well. I'm trying to get myself back into the, fantasy genre again, and I thought this one would be a good pick. And then I got The Leaving by Tara Altebrando. This is about a bunch of kids. I think it's like 6 kids. They are taken when they're little, and all of a sudden 5 come back, but 1 is still missing. Dun, dun, dun. Then I grabbed Famous Last Words by Katie Alexander, which has a really nice cover. I believe this is like a paranormally, suspense kind of book. Really, really pretty. I don't know if you could tell, but it's embossed with a rose right there. It's really, really nice. And I've only heard a few people I feel like talk about it, but I'm looking forward to this one. Really try to get a lot of fantasy and thrillers and things like that in this. I try to get actually a really wide range of books in this book haul. Sorry, they're all stuck together. I grabbed Caraval by Stephanie Garber, which I was surprised to see that it was already on Book Outlet. This cover is fantastic. And I'm hoping that it lives up to the hype that everybody's been talking about. I know people have said, like, if you like Night Circus, you'll love this, or, like, you love this, you'll love Night Circus, and I didn't like Night Circus, but I feel like I will still like the vibe that goes on in this book, and the mystery and, like, the intrigue. Oh, well, this is one of my most exciting purchases. The Thousandth Floor by Katharine McGee. I have been wanting this book for ages, since it came out. I've wanted to read this book. Pretty Little Liars with some suspense and, like, Gossip Girl, and I was like, this is the book for me. And I just never grabbed it. Don't know why, just never grabbed it. And the sequel's coming out, so I was really excited to find this on Book Outlet and finally know that I'm going to have my chance to read this book. And then my last hardcover is The Outliers by Kimberly McCreight. I read 2 books by Kimberly McCreight, one that I really loved, which was Reconstructing Amelia, and then the other one was Where They Found Her, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but this is her YA novel, so I thought I would give it a chance and see if I like this one. Now on to the paperback books. I hope this isn't taking too long. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to go as fast as I can, but still give you adequate information. I grabbed Remember Mia by Alexander Burt. This book I remember seeing on Goodreads a really long time as kind of like a thriller, and I think I entered to try to win it on Book Outlet at one, not Book Outlet, Goodreads. Did I say I've seen this all over Book Outlet? I might just say I've seen this all over Goodreads. Tried to enter to win it on Goodreads. I think it's about a mother who loses her daughter, her baby, or something like that, and then kind of eyes get turned on her. I don't know, but it sounds fantastic. I remember it must have been because it's always stuck with me. I grabbed Two of a Kind by Yona Zeldis McDonough, and I have no idea really what this book is about, but this book was like $1.75, so I grabbed it. Because that made sense. All of these books altogether cost me $145, so I think I did a pretty good job. I grabbed Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rosh. This has been on my radar for a very long time, and I'm so excited to finally have it. They had book 2 in paperback and then book 3 in hardcover, and I really wanted these in hardcover, but I decided, you know what, I've been waiting forever to read these. It's finally time. I'm just going to get the paperback. So I grabbed the paperback, and when I was like, oh, I'll get the whole series, I was kind of like, you know what, I've set myself up for so much failure by doing that in the past, by buying a whole series and not liking it, so I just went with the first book. I grabbed another Agatha Christie book, which was Five Little Pigs, and this one sounds really good. This is also Hercule Poirot. It's like this person goes missing, like this person was like convicted of a poisoning, like her husband or something like that, but there were 5 little pigs. I'll just read the back because the back is awesome. Beautiful Caroline Krill was convicted of poisoning her husband, but just like the nursery rhyme, there are 5 other little pigs who could have done it. Philip Blake, the stockbroker who went to market, Meredith Blake, the amateur herbalist who stayed home, Elsa Greer, the 3-time divorcee who had her roast beef, Cecilia Williams, the devoted governess who had none, and Angela Warren, the disfigured sister who cried all the way home. 16 years later, Caroline's daughter is determined to prove her mother's innocence, and Poirot just can't get that nursery rhyme out of his head. So that sounded fantastic, and I knew I needed to get this one. I grabbed The Wedding Sisters by Jamie Brenner. Goodreads has told me that this was definitely a book that I would like, and it's about 3 sisters who get engaged at the same time, so they end up, I think, throwing like a 3-way wedding, which just sounds crazy. I grabbed Once Upon a Prince by Rachel Hawke, the Royal Wedding Series, book 1. So once I got book 2 randomly at the library, I found this one on there, so I had to grab it. Had to get it. And then I got Once Upon a Wine by Beth Kendrick. This is part of the Dogs Bay series. Last time I bought off Book Outlet, I bought book 2 and 3 thinking it was a trilogy, and then I was done, even though they're companion novels. And then I went online and saw that there was a 4th book, which was this one, and then they had this one this time that I went on it. So really, really exciting to get to this one. And then I grabbed The Summer of Good Intentions by Wendy Francis. Don't really know too much about this, but I swear somebody I remember like recommending this book at some point on BookTube. And Ellen Hildebrand is quoted on top saying, "It is everything a summer read should be." Even though summer is over for me, I thought I still have to read this. And it follows like a family who goes to the Cape every summer, so sounds like fun. And then clearly I can't get summer out of my head. Summer at Little Beach Street Bakery. I love any books with bakeries by Jenny Colgan and Macaroon. Had to buy it. Had to buy it. Down to my last stack, guys. Almost done. I grabbed How to Catch a Prince by Rachel Hawk, and this is book 3 in that trilogy. I know I just said buying full series is never a good idea, but Rachel Hawk I know I love, so I'm not too worried about this series. I grabbed That Mistletoe Moment by Kat Johnson, Kate Angel, and Allison Charles. I figured last Christmas I went a whole Christmas season without having a single Christmas book, so I decided to grab my Christmas book early this year. And then I grabbed The Bake Off by Beth Kendrick. Obviously, you just saw I just held another book by her, and this cover is so awesome. It has to do with baking, and like I said, I love books that have to do with baking, so that one. Last two, guys. Then I grabbed The Lake Season by Hannah McKinnon. She wrote The Mystic Bay. No, not Mystic Bay. What was it called? Mystic Beach. Oh my goodness, now I can't say it. But it took place in Connecticut, and I loved it. I bought it when I went to Mystic, and then I saw that she had a second book, so I had to grab the second book. And then the last book I grabbed was Santorini Sunsets by Anita Hughes. I really like Anita Hughes. She's kind of a hit or miss with me sometimes, but this cover looked fantastic, and I couldn't pass this one up. So those are all the books that I got for this second round of hauls. Now I have the hiccups. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm so excited for all of my Book Outlet books. They all came in amazing condition. Definitely also check out them because they now have a reward system for like getting points for how many dollars you spend, which is probably really bad for my wallet, but I'm really excited anyways. And yeah, so definitely go check out Book Outlet. Like I said, all those books, minus the ones from the library, $145. You really can't go wrong. You would spend $145 in Barnes & Noble and get maybe 5 books if you're lucky. If you're lucky. Very lucky. So definitely go check them out, and I will see you guys later. Bye, everybody.